VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gill Alexander on VSiN.
Good Monday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, guessing lines for week number 12 of the National Football League. It's Gill Alexander. This right here is Kelly Bidley.
Hey-o, how we doing?
Born in Plano, Texas, I just learned this morning.
That's right.
Really? All this time, I never knew you were born in Plano, Texas.
Born in Plano, Texas.
That is rando.
I lived there for like a whole 7 months or something before we moved off to Alaska.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You are a person who has lived in many locations on this earth.
Yeah, all over the place.
And if we had time, we'd go through them all. But we don't, because we got a whole bunch of Week 11 games to get to, Kelly, including last night's Sunday night affair between the Chargers and the Bengals, which was awesome. But there's a lot to get to before that, as we do, by the way, with guessing lines, in case you're new to the old guessing lines format. What I do is I watch football all day. I take copious notes of all the games. Then at night I send my my lines to Kelly for the upcoming weekend's NFL games. I go to bed. I wake up in the morning. I don't know what the real ones are. And then we, through this exercise, we try to extract value in the upcoming weekend's lines, much like we did with the Saints last week. Por ejemplo, for instance. It's a tried and true format that works out, but we always start with a Circa Survivor update. Kelly, 6 entries of the remaining 105 kaput. 4 with the Niners, 2 with the Brownies. Why the Brownies?
I was wondering that myself, but
yeah.
Hey, Jameis believers, I like it.
All 105 entries had the Browns available to them. 2 of those entries went with the Browns. So we're down to 99. We have gone from 5-digit number of entries, 14,266, to 2 digits, 99. To everybody responsible for those 99, congratulations. It is unbelievable that you have gotten this far. The intrinsic value of each of the remaining 99 entries is $144,040.40. $144,040.40. How about that?
I don't even know how much, like with the discovery of these new sites and everything this year.
Yeah.
I don't even know how much of my entry I would still own, even if I was still in it.
It's a very good point. It feels like it's changed this year because of that. Tony Farmer, who's been great at Tony's Market Tips, always updates me through Survivor Atlas. Survivor Atlas does great work in terms of taking care of, or tracking, I should say, Circa Survivor. One person, NFL Wise Guys, has 6 entries left.
Whew.
One person with multiple entries lost on San Francisco, so there are now only 6 people with more than 1 entry. NFL Wise Guys has 6, 5 others have 2. Everybody else has just 1 entry left.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting close to this getting very interesting with how he plays those 6 entries every week.
83 people have 1 entry left. That's what it comes to. 83 have 1, 5 have 2, and he's got 6. By the way, there's anything going on tonight? Yeah, 5 people have the Texans tonight, so it's not quite done for the week. Perhaps. that would presume that the Cowboys will beat the Texans tonight. Do you have anything on that game, by the way? I do not.
Oh, I've got way too much on this game.
Oh, what do you have?
I've got multiple teasers tied in with the Texans. Let's see. I have Texans from a teaser to close out with the Bengals last night. I have a teaser with a game we're going to discuss this week as well, tied in there, and then I have them laying 5.5. Just with a little parlay. These Matt Brown, when he was in, we discussed this a little bit, just with some of the teasers prices being what they are these days, taking 2 sides and just being able to manipulate those spreads with the books that allow that, like MGM, Caesars. So I actually took this down to 5.5. Houston as well. So, yeah, I've got all sorts of involvement in the game tonight.
All right, let's get to it. Week 12, guessing lines in the National Football League. Scratch. Look at that. Scratching.
That's right.
All right, let's do this. Let's try to find some value. Let's try to make some money.
Great Isaiah Wrinkle on the board today.
Yeah.
Thursday night football. Steelers at Browns.
Thank you, Isaiah Wrinkle. Steelers at Browns. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin the program. I guess we should get it out of the way. I have never been more wrong about anything in my life than I have been about this year's Pittsburgh Steelers. Can I say that at the top? I think I'm allowed. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
8-2. They beat the Ravens. Gauntlet, schmontlet, as my mom used to say. She never really said that. Pittsburgh wins it. The second game they've won this year without scoring a touchdown. Remember, they beat Atlanta week 1 doing the same thing. 18-16. They beat the Ravens. Second play of the game, the tone was set. 2nd and 7 at their own 32. Baltimore, Derrick Henry, tackled by Nick Herbig. He fumbles. Sean Elliott recovers. Boswell's first of 6, 32 yards, 3-0 Pittsburgh. Then when Baltimore got the ball a couple times later, Justin Tucker misses a 47-yard field goal try. The Tomlin voodoo in full effect, except for the fact that that was Tucker's 5th miss of the season, bottom 5 in the NFL in field goal percentage this year. You see that coming?
It's crazy. I mean, it's gotten so bad. Like, do the Ravens need to consider a kicker change here?
Oh, my God. Are you really saying that?
I really just said that, yep.
Pittsburgh then went 4 and out. They tried on 4th and 1. They tried on 4th and 1. Najee got stuff for no gain after Wilson got stuff for no gain on 3rd and 1. So Baltimore had it set up again. Tucker field goal, this time from 50. No good again. Sorry, I don't know why my voice did that. Anyway, 6-0 at this point. Baltimore finally wakes up. 6 plays, 75 yards. Henry for 31, the big chunk. Henry in from 1. 7-6 Baltimore, late second quarter. The earth has returned to its axis. Except for the fact that Baltimore got the ball back still in the first half. They tried to run out the clock. First play, 1st and 10 at their own 9. Lamar to likely hit by Queen. Fumbles recovered by Pittsburgh. Another Boswell field goal to 9-7 at the half. It would get to 12-7, then 12-10. Tucker actually hit a 54-yarder at that point. 12-10, and then Pittsburgh, man, to Pickens for 17 to 37 for 37 on a sweet moon ball from Wilson. Another Boswell field goal, 15-10. As Tomlin said after the game, Mike Tomlin, he said, "I love that Boz is player of the week, but it does allow us to look at some of our warts." Because they can't get the ball in the end zone. Still didn't matter on this day. 15-10. Pittsburgh gets the ball back. They matriculate 3rd and goal to 5. Wilson moonballs a pass to Marlon Humphrey in the end zone. Really not a moonball, but just lofted it in there. Terrible. Marlon Humphrey happens to play for the other team. So Baltimore's down 5. 9:23 left in the first quarter. They get 1st and 15 at their own 40. Lamar then, quote-unquote, picked by Peyton Wilson. You see this? Where he ripped it out of Justice Hill's hands?
Yeah.
We've seen this a few times in the NFL this year. What a play by Wilson.
That was also one of those where, like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I don't really know what just happened.
It's incredible. Pittsburgh just makes plays even when they don't make plays, if you know what I mean. Led to another Boswell field goal, 18-10. This time Boswell from 50. Then Baltimore start at their own 33. They're down 1 score. They overcome a Zay Flowers drop that hits him in the chest. They matriculate. Then they overcome an illegal man down the field penalty that nullified a great catch by Aguilar inside the 10. Lamar to Justice Hill for 22 on 3rd and 9 to the Pittsburgh 46, the key play. 2 plays later, Lamar to Zay from 16. Touchdown, 18-16. 1:06 left. 2-point try fails. Baltimore has all 3 timeouts left, though. Pittsburgh, after Baltimore kicks away, though. Najee for nothing. Fields gets in the game. He gets 9 yards, slides way too early. Could have cost him the game. But on 3rd and 1, Najee gets exactly 1 ball game. Pittsburgh 18, Baltimore 16. Mike Tomlin's streak is intact unless they go 0-7. That's all it is. Even a tie, his streak of never having had a losing season will remain intact. Harbaugh now 0-11-2 as 3-point favorites or more versus Pittsburgh. Can we show that tweet, by the way? Do you have that tweet, Kelly? Beyond that, Harbaugh 0-11-2 as 3-point favorites or more versus Pittsburgh. Boswell, by the way, again, 6 for 6 on the day. I don't know if we have that tweet. But essentially, this is just, here it is. Final margins between the Steelers and Ravens since 2020, 2-7-7, 3-2-3, 1-5-4. The underdog in this series moves to 16-2-1 against the spread since 2015 and 24-6-3 against the spread when Mike Tomlin faces John Harbaugh. In addition to my stat, which I just pointed out, which is that Harbaugh's 0-11-2 as 3-point favorites versus Pittsburgh. Unbelievable. Thank you, Evan Abrams, our longtime friend, for that. They're taking on Cleveland on Thursday night. Cleveland, I don't know. I didn't understand this line. I didn't understand why the Saints were less than 3-point favorites on guessing lines a week ago. I certainly didn't understand when the money kept pouring in on Cleveland. Cleveland falls to 2-8, and people were betting them like, what's the expression? Like they had the box score the next day or the newspaper the next day. Cleveland began the game 4th and 1 at the New Orleans 49. Chubb stuffed for a 2-yard loss, led to a 6-play, 49-yard drive where Tyson, as a passer too, he ended up in from 10, 7-0. It did get to 7-7 when James hit Judy for 89, 7-6, pardon me, because Cleveland went for 2 after a neutral zone infraction. They failed, 7-6. Later, New Orleans, a 3-play, 80-yard drive to Marquez Valdez-Scantling for 71, 14-6, New Orleans. And this was a weird theme of the day, just missed field goals. Hopkins missing a 51-yard field goal try wide left. Then New Orleans, 3rd and 3 at the Cleveland 11. They're already up 8. They could have made the lead bigger, but Carr to Taysom, hit by Ward, fumbles. Denzel Ward recovers. He recovered the ball that he knocked out. Then Hopkins from 32, wide left, but a defensive holding on Peyton Turner of New Orleans. So the Cleveland gets the ball back with 11 seconds left, 1st and goal at the 9. New Orleans holds them on 2 plays. Hopkins from 27. Surely he'll make this.
Surely, Gill.
Wide left. What is going on? 14-6, New Orleans. We go to the second half. Cleveland, James to Elijah Moore on a 92-yard drive for 30, back of the end zone. 2-point try, good. We're tied at 14. 8:49 left in the third quarter, but from that point on, it was all New Orleans. 77-yard drive where Taysom, 4th and 1 at the Cleveland 33, took it to the house to go up 21-14 after a Cleveland punt. New Orleans set up at Cleveland 35 by Dante Pettis, 53-yard punt return, 6 plays in. Carter Juwan Johnson, 28-14, eventual turnover on downs, and then Katie barred the door. Taysom for 75, 35-14. I don't understand the money on Cleveland. I really don't. Even though I get it, it was 14-14 at one point, but what was the deal with everybody betting the Browns? That said, Mike Tomlin's going to continue the streak on Thursday night. I'll say 4.5-point favorites at Cleveland.
Yeah, you're close. Steelers 4. There's some 3.5s out there now.
Never been as wrong about anything ever as I have been about the 2024 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. Just send me your Venmo, Mike. I owe you money.
Mike, you got me. Looking for value. Guessing lines. Coming back.
Coming up Monday on Follow the Money, we recap a great weekend of football action. We preview Monday Night Football and the fight. What happened? The props, the handle. Follow the Money weekdays, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Want to see who at VSiN is on a hot streak? Go to VSiN.com/picks to see all the selections and weekly leaderboard of VSiN hosts, writers, and guests. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber and get every pick sent to your inbox daily. Just head to VSiN.com/pro.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
VSiN, the sports betting network.
Hey, man, are you a VSiN Pro subscriber yet? Now's your chance to save big with early access to our Black Friday special. Sign up today. Get VSiN Pro access to everything we do from now through May 1st for only $60. Sign up now. Get access to daily best bets, unlimited access to our exclusive betting splits from DraftKings and Circa Sportsbooks, premium analysis, and 24/7 video access, plus all our betting guides and best bets for the upcoming college football playoffs, Super Bowl, and March Madness. Don't miss out on our best new subscriber offer of the year. VSiN.com. Subscribe is where you sign up for our Black Friday special. Do it now. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. When I say, hey, man, I mean everybody. Ladies, too, if you want to subscribe.
You're all welcome to listen, watch, and subscribe.
Yeah, man. We got to talk about that Tyson fight later, by the way.
We're getting very kaleidoscopy on our promotional graphics.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe take something before you watch us?
Yeah, right, yeah. They're looking like NBA Cup courts.
Hey, man, Tyson and Paul.
Hey, man, yeah.
I'm going to do that with everything now.
Don't get me started on this. Like I texted you Saturday or whatever. I'm still upset about this. I'm going to be upset about it until the end of the year.
Listen, we'll get to what Kelly's talking about, but I just want to say the broadcast itself, a overly excited play-by-play guy, a hard-to-understand Roy Jones Jr., and a really not adding much Rosie Perez.
You texted me that, and I was like, yep, you nailed that right on the head. I can't. You got all of that correct.
With a Netflix that buffered over and over to the point where you were like, I'm not touching my remote anymore lest something happens.
Okay, so that's the route you went. It would freeze on me. I'd have to exit out of it. I exit out of it, then get back in, and it was fine.
Oh.
So I kept going back out of the fight and then back into the fight.
I didn't have to do that. Mine kept going from clear screen to janky screen, back to clear screen, back to janky screen, and then I just got lucky that it was clear during the fight itself.
I mean, I'm sure most people know this, but the real terrifying part about that, Gill, it's don't think you just watch that Friday night and you're like, good, I'm never going to be watching a sporting event on Netflix again. No, you got NFL on Christmas Day on Netflix.
Stop it.
So I hope that was a test run for old Netflix with what they're doing.
Ethan, with his comment here, he didn't really like the fight, but he said we got a meme for the ages. And that's really
that was just
blurred out for us.
That was just randomly texted to me by Matt Brown on Friday night.
Your point was this, though. Your point was you're so mad. This is like Will Hill's name of his podcast, Should Have Bet More. You're so mad you didn't bet more on Jake Paul.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, it's different. You and I were texting about this. Like, yes, it's different where it's Jake Paul. I don't know that much about the guy. Yes, we know, we've been hearing, and you just smiled at me. We've been joking about this guy for like 6 years, it feels like now. But like, he is a professional fighter. He's a professional boxer.
Is he?
Tyson, whatever.
He fights pro. He fights old. I mean, this is kind of his thing, right? He fights MMA fighters. He fights old guys beyond their prime. Like, at some point, he's got to fight legit.
Sure.
Right.
Fine. But he boxes. And like Mike Tyson hasn't boxed in 20 years.
Right.
And everything we joked about on Friday ended up playing out to a T. Actually, it played out far worse than I even could have imagined. That Tyson was absolutely live the first couple rounds.
Yeah.
Absolutely live. Tyson could have got one in. Who knows how this could have been different. But after round 2, and I live betted after round 2, and I should have put everything I had on it then, but I didn't. I held back. I said, I don't really know about this Jake Paul guy. Well, I don't know. And then it was the easiest runaway victory in the history of sports.
But you were equating it with Mayweather-McGregor, which I object to.
I didn't say that.
I thought you did in text.
No, you said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's to that level, but you know what the only difference...
What you're suggesting is I tried to get you to equate it with...
But you know what I was thinking about it after. The only big difference between that and this fight was, to me, Gill, is that I knew those fighters way better than what I knew these two guys coming in. I knew Mayweather's experience, McGregor's experience way better in recent history, way better than these two guys heading into this fight.
The only thing I want to add to this, though, is people constantly, he's 58. People are making 58 sound like it's 158. I do think part of the underrated thing of this was that he had a knee break. Like, I don't think he could walk.
Oh, I know.
So I think that was kind of the part that no one's acknowledging also. And in the first round or two, there was like a moment there in the first round. I'm like, oh no, he's going to catch him.
He got a couple licks in that you're like, all right, watch out, Jake.
And then by the end of the third round, it was so over.
It was so done. It was
done.
so done. And then it was tough to watch, right? I mean, just as
it was terrible to watch. The worst was when Tyson would not stagger, but would limp back to his corner. I'm like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah, but no, you're right. I mean, he's gone through a gauntlet of health issues here recently, right? Yeah. And then you're right. He had the wrap on his knee we didn't really know about. I mean, he did it during his career, right? The whole biting of the glove, but it was like nonstop.
Nonstop biting of the glove. That was, yes, it was always a tick, but not every 10 seconds.
Right. It was. I didn't even know what to make of it. Like he was catching his breath or something. I don't know what it was. Man, should have won so much more.
Kelly's angry. Kelly's very angry.
I'm gonna be mad about it for months.
All right, let's go to Sunday.
All right, Sunday early window.
I wanted that to be cathartic for you, but I don't think we accomplished that.
No, it's not. It's just we always say it. The missed opportunities are way worse than the losses. They are way more annoying than the losses.
They are.
All right, Sunday early window. Vikings at the Bears.
Vikings at the Bears. Vikings-Titans, well, how do we follow that? Vikings beat the Titans. This is one of these games where I thought there was value on the Titans, remember guessing lines, but I was like, I can't do it, and I'm glad I didn't. Because the Titans are always like that. 3-0 game. Titans are up. Minnesota 70-yard drive. Darnold to Addison for 47, 7-3. Then Minnesota, next time they got the ball, 4th and goal at the 1. Darnold to Addison, where Mike Brown of the Titans was flagged for unnecessary roughness. Really, he was flagged for playing football, for separating Addison from the football. Next play after unsportsmanlike, Darnold sneaks in 13-3. John Parker Romo, who arrived at the game looking like Django. Did you see that? Missing the extra point.
No, I didn't.
13-3. Yeah, you got to see the footage.
I just heard of his name for the first time last week.
You got to see it. 16-3 Vikings in the second half. And then Tennessee's one glimmering moment, 3rd and 10 at their own 2. Billy Levi's to Nick Westbrook-Akine for 98. Touchdown, 16-10 Minnesota. By the way, 98 yards on that one play. Do you know how many total yards they had in the game? 294.
Oh, man.
So a third of their yards on that one football play. Anyway, that made it 16-10. What is it? Then the Vikings had a 65-yard drive. Darnold to Jefferson for 25 to start, to Akers in from 3 to end it, 23-10. And then Tennessee down 23-10, 4th and 12 at the Minnesota 25. With just over 14 minutes left in the game, they decided to kick a field goal. Did you have a problem with that? I did not.
No.
Some people did. 23-13 Minnesota. That's how it would end. Tennessee would never get close. Turnover on downs. Levis picked. That was it, by Harrison Smith. 23-13 again. They held Tennessee. Minnesota did it 294 yards, 98 of them on one play. And then there's the Chicago Bears. Oh my. The Bears. Green Bay led off the festivities. 8 plays, 70 yards. Love to Jaden Reed from 15 out. 7-0 Packers. It would be 7-3, and then Green Bay would matriculate from their own 24. But 3rd and 11 at the Chicago 15. Love picked by Terrell Smith. Chicago would then ensue with a 76-yard drive. Rashawn Johnson in from 1. 10-7 Bears. That is the first touchdown in 3 games for the Chicago Bears offense. That would be the halftime score. Then 13-7 Bears. Green Bay 70-yard drive set up by Love to Christian Watson from 25. Jacobs in from 7. 14-13 Green Bay. A little more than halfway through the third quarter. Chicago 78-yard drive. Half of that into the end zone from Swift for 39. 19-14 Chicago. 2-point try fails. Closing seconds of the third quarter. Then Green Bay. Do you have a problem with this? They're down 19-14. 4th and goal at the 6 with 11:29 left. They opt to go for it. Down 5. 4th and goal at the 6. 11:29 left. Love only gains 5 yards.
I probably would have kicked it, but I was okay with it.
Okay. Chicago from their own 1 then milks the clock from 11:19 all the way down to 4:27 before they punt. A lot of long drives yesterday too. A lot of missed chip shot field goals and a lot of long drives.
So that's also part of it though, right? Where I'm more okay going with it because you're going to put a young quarterback up against the goal line if you don't get it.
Yep.
It's
Green Bay, down 5, get the ball back. 4 plays, 78 yards. Love to Watson for 60. The big one. Great catch. Got up. A lot of yak. 2 plays later, Love in from 1. 2-point try fails. So Green Bay's up 20-19. 2:59 left in the game. Caleb gets sacked twice. Then a 6-yard gain to Odunze. 4th and 3 at their own 37 with 1:33 back shoulder to Odunze. Great pass by Caleb. By the way, Caleb played great in this game. We're not playing that thing this week. To Odunze for 21, to the Green Bay 42. to Keenan for 12, to the Green Bay 30 with 34 seconds to go. 34 seconds to go. They got one timeout there at the Green Bay 30. They're down 1 point. After a 2-yard pickup by Rashawn Johnson, they just decide to let the clock go and go and go and go. And they're like, okay, we'll just have a Cairo Santos 46-yarder. Blocked by Carl Brooks. Ball game. Green Bay wins it 20-19. Oh, did Matt Eberflus cost them the game by letting the clock just go and they didn't try to matriculate it further with a run or a pass or whatever?
Just get anything extra you can. Man,
Blocked.
it's crazy the blocks the past couple
maybe
weeks.
it would have been blocked from everywhere, but that seemed very lollygaggish to me and to a lot of people. I'll say Minnesota -3 at Chicago.
Yeah, you are a little light 3.5s mainly out there right now.
I don't think Minnesota hasn't done much to impress in a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't think it can be that much more. But good on Caleb, by the way, for having a great game yesterday.
He is not special.
Oh, you're not supposed to play it this week.
Nothing special.
I'm never trusting you guys with anything again. Just malpractice. We'll come back. More guessing lines.
And they're off.
Sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Hey, man, can we talk about the VSiN Watch app? I would do it all morning. What's wrong with me?
I'm really liking that from you, and I like any tweet that we get that starts with yo. So Gil's got to go yo.
For real, though, the VSiN Watch app, as we see there right on the screen, it is a beautiful thing. Primarily, not only is it beautiful, it works splendidly. Yeah. I love it. Anywhere, anytime on your phone or tablet. For a limited time, you can still watch this for free. The VSiN Watch app. Check it out. 24/7 access to live audio and the video stream, of course, of this show, of replays. If you heard something before, you didn't quite hear it right, like, or if Kelly runs around the desk like he did on Friday and you want to see that, you can go to the VSiN Watch app. By the way, that was very funny. I was thinking about that all weekend.
You know what I wanted to do, by the way?
Yeah.
I couldn't do, I wanted to do the boxing, like, side-to-side move around the ring.
Yeah, but we don't have that.
Well, I was worried about all the wires we have around. I needed to be able to see the floor. Isaiah would not be happy if I took out a camera or two.
Yeah. You can watch replays, as I said, easily stream video to your smart TV, browse clips by sport, all of it. The VSiN Watch app, expert insights. Free to download for both Apple and Android users. Free still, don't delay. Apple or Google App Store now is where you can download the all-new VSiN Watch app and become part of the sports betting network.
It really has. We were talking about it a bit during the break. It's become, like, very quickly my go-to for watching and listening to the network because it's all in the app. A lot of us have TVs these days that you can just, mirror to the TV or something like that. So I was doing some work on Saturday, watching Tim Murray and the guys in the college football tailgate show.
Well, also our live shows right on the weekend, where it used to be really clunky, a lot less clunky now. Just have that going while the games are going on. So.
And then I got in the car, though. I was watching that. I was like, I got to go in the car, run some errands, and just put it on in the car. It's great.
Hey, man, what's next?
Hey, man, what's next? That's a great question, Gill. It is the Lions at the Colts.
Okay, Lions. Let me just go through the Lions drives. You ready? 70 yards, Montgomery in from 2. 7-3. 13 plays, 93 yards. Gibbs in from 1 after Gibbs for 23 and 3. 14-3, early second quarter. Next time they got the ball, Detroit, 8 plays, 64 yards. Montgomery in from 6, 21-3. Next play they got the ball, Detroit, 4 plays, 84 yards to Gibbs for 54 to start, to St. Brown for 27, 28-3. That would be 28-6 at the half. Third quarter, 4 plays, 80 yards. Goff to Jameson for 64, 35-6. Next play, next time they got the ball, 83-yard drive. Goff to Brock Wright from 5 out, 42-6. Next time they got the ball, 9 plays, 96 yards. Goff to St. Brown from 9 out, 49-6. And then the next time they got the ball, Jake Bates with a 54-yard field goal, 52-6. I have a couple things to say about this game. Well, first of all, let me go through the box score. This is insanity. Goff, 24 of 29 for 412. 4 touchdowns, no picks, perfect passer rating. St. Brown, 11 for 161, 2 touchdowns. Jameson, 4 for 124 and a touchdown. Gibbs, 11 for 69 and a touchdown on the ground. 1 catch for 54 yards. Here is the final total yards in this game between the Lions and the Jaguars, who I haven't even said their name yet. 645 to 170.
Mm-hmm.
And I says to myself, in all my years doing guessing lines, I don't think I ever remembered something like 645 to 170. Do we have that tweet, Kelly Bidlin?
We do.
I wasn't imagining things. 645 to 170 total yards advantage. The Lions, this comes from Michael David Smith, the Lions outgained the Jaguars by 475 yards today. That's the biggest yardage differential in an NFL game since 1979. Man.
I kind of want to know what game it was in 1979, even though I wouldn't,
Right.
No, the players.
Oh, you don't remember that game?
Right.
By the way, if you wanted to break it down into first downs, 38-10 in first downs, which is almost as comical, not to mention time of possession, 39:06 to 20:54. Detroit with just a destruction of the Jacksonville Jaguars, so a lot of people are saying, will Doug Peterson still have a job by the end of the day? I don't know.
I honestly, you know what, I heard that so much yesterday. I've seen it on Twitter today. I'm kind of tired of hearing it over the past 6 weeks. I don't know how he had a job after London. He still does. I don't know. I'll get fired before he does, apparently.
Well, I just remember everybody was loving him when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and I kept saying, I was like, they are the most third and long converting, running good team in the history of mankind.
Yeah, I mean, he's got good hair for his age, but,
Let's have that.
Other than that, I don't know what else.
Where are they playing? Where are they playing in? Colts, you said?
Yeah.
The Colts, there's just no way to make this exciting, except your boy AR. How about that?
MVP ticket still alive, baby.
All right, easy. Colts, 66-yard drive. AR, that's Anthony Richardson to Adonai Mitchell from 33. I know they call him Adonai, but I'm going with the Torah version. Adonai Mitchell from 33 to the 1.
You know what's funny about that is I never hear them actually say his first name. They always just go AD Mitchell.
They all say AD. I'm calling him Adonai.
Good for you.
Adonai Echad. AR in from 2 plays later, 10-0. Indianapolis is early second quarter. They were up 3-0 on that particular drive. By the way, the field goal was set up by a beautiful AR to Josh Downs 31-yard pass. 13-0 Indianapolis, late second quarter. You're like, the Jets are just getting blown off the football field. The Jets got their first down inside the 2-minute warning. On a 7-play, 76-yard drive, Rodgers to Brees for 29, 13-7 into the half. And then the second play of the third quarter, Richardson sacked by Jamian Sherwood, fumbles, Javon Kinlaw recovers. Jets set up at the Indianapolis 25. 2 plays, Brees in from 18, and the Jets lead at 14-13, early third. Be 16-14, and then Anders Carlson would hit a 58-yarder to make it 17-16. And then the Jets would go on a 6-play, 59-yard drive. Rodgers to Kenny Yeboah from 11 out, 24-16 Jets early fourth quarter. And then Anthony Richardson, Kelly's would-be MVP, went to work. 8 plays, 70 yards. Richardson to Downs from 10 out, 24-22. Richardson overthrows the 2-point try. Anders Carlson would add a chip shot field goal, 27-22 Jets, 2:41 left. 6 plays, 70 yards. Richardson to Pierce from 39 and to Downs for 17, the big chunks. And then Richardson in from 4 on his own. On 3rd and goal, 2-point try fails, 28-27 Indianapolis. And then on the final drive with 46 seconds left, Rodgers sacked twice in 3 plays by Kwity Paye. Ball game, Colts win, Jets stink, 28-27. And the Colts now, with Anthony Richardson playing, by the way, the Colts held the Jets to just 253 total yards. They're 5-6. You know what they're thinking to themselves? We might be able to get to the playoffs. That's what they're thinking. Detroit's going to be a massive favorite, though. I'm going to say 10.5-point favorites.
You're heavy. I would have had...
Really?
Yeah. This is 8. There are some 7.5s out there. I have already played it in multiple teasers.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no,
wow, okay.
I'm with you. I thought it was going to be pushing 10. I thought it was going to be like 9.5, 10. You put it in teaser range, I'm all over that one this week.
Let's squeeze in another.
Okay, let's head to Miami, Patriots at the Dolphins.
I mean, I get it. They are on the road, but...
Right.
New England loses to the Rams. Drake May was pretty good. Drake May 30 of 40 for 282 in a game where the Patriots were -2 in turnovers. Patriots led it 7-0 on a Made-a-Bourne touchdown from 10 out, but then the Rams, a couple drives later, 9 plays, 80 yards to Puka Nacua for 25 to start the draft, to Kupp from 5 out to end it, 7-7 midway through the second. Then New England 3rd and 3 at their own 27. Here's where it started to go bad for them. May sacked by Braden Fisk, fumbles, Kobe Turner recovers. First play on the ensuing drive, Stafford to Nacua. What a catch! Diving catch from 12 out. Play of the day.
You know what, Gill?
What?
He's pretty good.
Thanks, man. Can I cash that Rookie of the Year ticket from last year?
He's pretty good. I don't know if you know that.
14-7 Rams. 5:45 left in the second quarter. It'll be 14-10 at the half. And then the third quarter, second play, Stafford to Kupp for 69 behind the defense. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like nobody accounted for Cooper Kupp. So it was 21-10. It would get to 21-13. The Rams would score again. 7 plays, 73 yards. Stafford to Colby Parkinson from 19 out. Perfect pass back of the end zone. 28-13. And you figured the Rams were going to run away with it, but not so fast, my friend, because New England had themselves a 70-yard drive, made to Lowe from 4 out. Extra point block, so it remained 28-19. They got it to 28-22. Patriots had the ball down 6, taking over at their own 10 with 2:14 left, but 5 plays in, May picked deep by Cameron Kitchens. Ball game. Rams win it 28-22. And then Miami just had these really long drives against the Raiders. They got the ball to start, 70 yards. They took it all the way down to 6:47 left in the first quarter. Next time they started the second quarter, they took it all the way from 15 minutes to 6:46 with a field goal to make it 10-3. By the way, their first touchdown was on fourth and goal from the 1. Second half, by the way, it was 10-6 at the half. Miami would have a big 14-play, 97-yard drive, 2 to Tyreek. That was also a long drive from 8 out, 17-6. The Raiders would match it on a touchdown drive that featured Minshew to Bowers for 23. Bowers is their only bright spot. 17 to 12, but the 2-point try fails. And then you thought, maybe the Raiders can get back in this, but no, Miami then a 60-yard drive, I should say. That also a time-consuming drive. Achane from 2, 24 to 12. Raiders would match it. They would never quite be in this. 24 to 19 with 4:23 left. But then 2nd and 11 at their own 43. Tua finds Jonnu behind the defense, 57-yard touchdown pass. Katie bar the door. That made it 31 to 19, and after a pick by Jalen Ramsey, 34 to 19 Dolphins. Dolphins by 6 at home against the Patriots would be my guess.
Yeah, I feel like this is the same thing you did last week, if I remember. It is Dolphins 7.5.
Wow, by more than 7. Again, though, do I want to race to bet the Patriots?
Exactly.
I do not. More guessing lines next.
Got a good thing coming, so wait and see. It's a good.
You spoke, we listened. Introducing the all-new VSiN Watch app. Now, you can watch and listen to VSiN expert analysis live wherever you are. Missed a show? No problem. Catch replays of VSiN's full lineup at any time. View highlights sorted by sport. Or use the search feature to find specific teams and topics you're looking for. And the best part? It's free for a limited time. Download the VSiN Watch app today. Available now on the App Store and Google Play. And join us on the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a numbers game, live from Circa Resort Casino here in downtown Las Vegas. Gill Alexander, it's Kelly Bidlin. Kelly and I have conversations off air. We actually speak to each other, unlike some other people.
Decent plus subscription.
Yeah. Kelly just said something that I would like to push back against. He said that the word ORIGIN can be pronounced two ways. Origin and?
Origin.
Come on, man. Nobody said origin. Come on. Okay, that's enough of that. We get tweets and beat
I was
the book.
looking up the origin of soup to nuts.
We get tweets and beat the book. Bob C-137. I lost 4 of 6 Survivor entries over the first few weeks on Cincinnati. I've lost contest point after contest point on Cincy. I think I'll continue to pick them. Can someone help? I'm like, I just can't quit you. You're not alone.
Bob, yeah. I've thought this same thing about myself multiple times this year. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah. Jeremiah Westgate. See, Gill, I told you the Chargers were a lock. We'll get to that game when it comes up. Kevin Ryan, Gill, no rookie quarterback has improved more than Bo Nix this year. Is he worth a flyer for Rookie of the Year? Pretty easy schedule to finish the year. Let me just say this. I have been wrong about Mike Tomlin, and I have been wrong about Bo Nix, even though I had the Broncos yesterday, which was easy peasy. But that's more, to me, that was more of a damning of the Falcons than almost anything, and the whole Kirk Cousins career experience. He's down to 3-1, Bo Nix, for Rookie of the Year. 3-1. What's that face?
Wow. I had not checked in on this market yesterday.
He's down to 3-1, which I guess, and Jaden Daniels is down to minus 400 something.
Which is by I mean, were we minus 3,000 or something? Like
we
were,
but he had a bad game, and Bo Nix had a great game, so now it's that. I mean, I wouldn't read too much into the movement of this, but is it worth a flyer? I'm a Jaden Daniels guy, so I would say no, but I get the sentiment. Let's put it that way. There is a scenario, right? If Jaden Daniels if that game this past Thursday night continues to be the norm, or if Jaden Daniels, God forbid, I don't want to say it out loud, but you know what I mean, right? Then there's a way. But if Jaden Daniels is still Jaden Daniels from what we've seen, there's no chance.
Yeah, my bigger reaction is actually how much that number's come down on Jaden.
Yeah.
Bo Nix has been great. We were talking about the Raiders last segment.
Good on the Broncos, good on Sean Payton, good on Bo Nix. The in-season improvement has even been unbelievable.
It's been incredible. I think Drake May's great, but you know what, Gil? If I actually had a ballot, Brock Bowers would be number 2 on my ballot.
Really?
That's how good he's been on a terrible team with limited quarterback play. I am shocked at how good he has been.
Primetime Cowboys _Cubs 1. Yo. Just got a call from the Van Buren boys from the mean streets of Plano, Texas. Word on the street is they're none too happy with Kelly Bidlin's overexposure against America's team tonight. I'm sorry. But Mr. You don't even want me to say that. Better learn the secret code ASAP. Gill's guys, what a Monday. Guessing lines with Gill, Monday Night Football. Oh, and Paul Skeens wins NL Rookie of the Year tonight, please, he says. That's right. Major League Baseball awards season begins in earnest tonight.
Wow.
Wow, we're finally here. What year are these for? Are these for 2024?
I think so.
The numbers, guys, I almost agree with you on or at least understand where you're coming from on everything. However, Steelers under 8.5 to start the season was not one of those times. Then 2 weeks ago when the number was 10.5, what do you think I did? Shame on me. I took the under. Your 10.5 still could get there because it is a gauntlet. But you know what? I'm done saying bad things about Mike Tomlin. Ice Cold Gambler. I had to have the fight on both my TVs so that when one would freeze, the other was good. It was a disaster. It really was a disaster. That's amazing that one would freeze and the other wouldn't. Harold Irving. Any truth to the fact that Iron Mike was taking a dose of magic mushrooms before the fight? Some people were saying that. They were like, he looked a little off.
I mean, I thought he looked a little off, but I didn't think any of that.
Las Vegas 514. Yo, I just wanted to say yo. That's his whole tweet.
Good. I'm so glad you did.
And Harold Irving adds, he goes, speaking of MVP, does yesterday's performance erase last week's 5-interception game for Goff? Yeah, I think the two even out. And even the 5-interception game, like he never got flustered. And then Lamar had his game yesterday, so, you know. Jason H11, why do I like to play Sigma Derby while listening to Seeger? Because this league is mashugana. All right, we'll read more tweets coming up. We got to get some games. Thank you all for the feedback. We'll get to more. By the way, just to recap what we've done already. So I thought Minnesota would be 3. You're telling me it's?
Minnesota
at
3.5.
Chicago. Minnesota's 3.5 at Chicago. Okay, again, lean Bears, not racing to bet that. I said Detroit would be 10.5 at Indianapolis. You're telling me it's only 8?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting.
There's mostly 7.5s out.
And then I guessed Miami 6 hosting New England. You're telling me it's over 7.
Yes.
We are at that weird time of year where things are clearer.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know if I'm racing to bet any of those little edges that I have perceived here. Let's see if we can run into one that I do like better.
It happened a fair amount with you last week. I feel like it happens to me this time of year, too, where you just expect you're like 1.5, 2 points off on some of these bigger favorites that you think. And, it's just...
That's right, because I liked the Titans in terms of quote-unquote value, but I didn't dare play them, which was the right move. And I actually thought Dallas had some value. I didn't dare play them tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Saints was the one I did play. What's next?
All right, next up, we have the Buccaneers at the Giants.
And we have breaking news this morning.
Yeah.
It appears that the Daniel Jones era might be done.
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito getting the start for the New York Giants.
Wait, what, Gill? No way, it's Tommy DeVito. They just brought in a quarterback.
It is Tommy DeVito, though.
It is, I know. But how does that make any sense?
Well, Tommy DeVito with a modicum of success last year. We don't have to go over these because neither of these teams played. So Tampa Bay, I'll say -4 on the road. But now if it's DeVito, maybe 4.5 or 5.
Yeah,
it's got to move.
It's been bouncing around all morning. It is 4.5 right now at DraftKings. But yeah, it has been jumping around.
As bad as Daniel Jones is for their long term, like they know what they have now. In this one particular game, I do think it's probably a downgrade.
We are anywhere between 4 and 5 on that game right now, so shop around. The other one, I heard a bit of this last night. Was wondering to see how, Drew. What are you doing with Drew Lock? I don't understand the Drew Lock thing.
I don't know. Made my top 15 backups. Checking in at number 13.
See, it made Gill's top 13 list.
Yes, it did. Top 13 backup.
What's the they paid him? Why are you not? I don't get that. One thing I caught last night, we were supposed to get weather in Cleveland this week. That total is plummeting this morning.
Ooh, okay.
We are down to 36.5 most
for the
places.
Thursday night game.
For the Thursday night game, yes.
Steelers like it ugly. What's next?
Buccaneers, Giants, Cowboys at Commanders.
Dallas, Washington, the greatest rivalry in sports. It's 1982. Is it 1982?
Nope.
It's not. I said, okay, Washington going to have extra rest here. Dallas, short rest. So you have a long rest, short rest game. Cowboys sight unseen, of course, because they play tonight. I'm going to say the DC Skins by a touchdown, baby. Give me 7.
How bad has it gotten in Dallas, Gill? Commanders by 10.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm a lifelong Washingtonian. I'm a lifelong Skins fan. Can someone find this out for me? Has Washington in the history of my lifetime ever been a 10-point favorite against the Dallas Cowboys in any game ever?
Oh man, I'm going to guess so. But yes, last time they were double-digit favorites over the Cowboys. Whew.
You would have to tell me when that would have been. Because even when Washington was winning Super Bowls, Dallas was good. That's amazing to me. 10? It just, by the way, I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just saying my DNA, my core does not allow me to guess that high on this game. Does not allow me to. 10?
10.
Wow. Okay. All right.
All right. Next up, I'm going to effort that one for you. Chiefs at Panthers.
Let's skip that one. Let's go to the next one.
Okay. Titans at Texans.
Because we don't have enough time. Titans at Texans. Okay. This falls under the same category. Titans played. Obviously, we talked about them losing to the Vikings, where a third of their total yards came on one play. The Titans are 2-8, like the Brownies are 2-8. No team has a worse record. They're at Houston. Houston plays Dallas tonight. Billy Levi's, by the way, 17 of 31 for 295 yesterday. But the Titans only had 11 first downs. They also had 13 penalties for 91 yards. That also plagued the Ravens, by the way, a lot of penalties. And again, as I said, they were held to 294 yards, 98 of them on one play. I will say Houston -7.5.
Ding, 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 all over it.
There you go. Okay.
Tease the Texans tonight. I have a feeling I'll be back with the Texans again next week, Gil.
Washington is favored by 10 over Dallas. I still can't get over that.
That's crazy.
And I get it, extra rest, short rest, but man, that goes against my lifetime of knowing that rivalry. Let me just ask you this, because we're going to get, you mentioned with Chiefs games coming up, we're going to talk about the Chiefs and the Bills. And we'll tease it with this. Of the 3 marquee games, Washington, Philly on Thursday, Pittsburgh, Baltimore yesterday, and Buffalo, Kansas City yesterday. Take those 6 teams. Who did we learn the most about, or what result was the most significant for one of those 6 teams? In other words, Buffalo, Kansas City, to me, kind of what I expected. Philadelphia, Washington, all right, probably what I expected, even though I had the skins in that game, plus the points. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, to me, of those 6 teams, Baltimore losing was the most important thing of any of those 6 outcomes for those 6 teams.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was most surprising.
Because it just reminded me of them in big situations. We'll get to the Chiefs and more. Guessing lines, numbers game, VSiN Esports Betting Network.
This Black Friday, get a VSiN Pro subscription for just $60 through May 1st. Our best deal